Hello, family and friends. I'm recording this a little different today because I seem to be having some problems with my internet connection. But here are my Tibetan bells. Welcome to Miss Christine's yoga studio. Miss Chloe is taking her nap back here, but she will be helping this class. Of course, Miss Yogi will be supervising. Miss Yogi is in her perfect lotus position. And I have a new little friend named Indy, my favorite little elephant. So, today we are going to take a trip to Egypt, and I'm going to be demonstrating and discussing with you the pyramid pose. This pose is usually used at the end of a core yoga session because it's such a deep stretch, kind of right before the cool down. It is very beneficial for your legs and your core, and it helps improve your balance. It's a good balance practice. But it is really well known for stretching your hamstrings, those big muscles in the back of your legs and your butt. And I don't really need to tell you this because once we get going on this and get into this pose, you'll go, oh yeah. So, without further ado, I want to tell you that we usually go from mountain to warrior one to pyramid. That's the sequence or the flow. And sometimes teachers will interject some other yoga poses in there. But today we're just going to try to go with this real basic sequence so we can get into the pyramid pose. There's a lot going on in it. Okay, let's get over to the mat and get into a mountain pose. We are going to do a wide stance mountain pose today. Get your feet about a foot apart and center yourself right between your legs, because you'll be centering yourself between your legs in the pyramid pose too. So this is a good beginning practice. Draw your energy up into your pelvis, suck your navel in, tuck your tush under, and this time we're going to do something a little different. We're going to pretend we have a zipper right here. We're going to zip all the way up, feeling the energy moving up into our torso, into our chest, open our chest, knit our innards in, especially our ribs. Feel your ribs in, and there's all this energy lifting up. And then depress your shoulders and feel the energy go down your back, through your sit bones, down into the ground. So the front of your torso is going to be moving up, uplifting, and the back is going to be coming down. Yin and yang. And that will add a lot of stability to your standing poses. There we go, shoulders down. Lots of length between your earlobe and your shoulders. Chin is parallel to the floor, and you have that invisible string pulling the crown of your head up. So your head is over your heart, is over your pelvis. Neutral spine. You will be maintaining neutral spine through this whole exercise. There. Nice deep breath. And do a nice exhale. Good. Now we're going to get into our warrior pose. And I'm going to stand sideways so you can watch me. Pay particular attention to my feet right now. I am going to lift my heel up, peel my heel off the ground, and I better get a little bit closer up. There we go. And I'm going to step way back and ground that foot, making sure that my heels are aligned, heel to heel alignment. I'm going to kind of lean on the back edge of the outer edge of that foot because that's my brace. And my toes are going to be at about a 45-degree angle. My front toes are going to be forward and my knee is over my ankle. This back leg is your root. It is your root in your warrior one pose. It will be your root in your pyramid pose. So pay particular attention to it. Now take your hips and square them to the wall. There you go. And make sure your shoulders are also squared to the wall. You are still head over heart over pelvis, neutral spine. We're not going to stay here though. We're going to move this back leg up further for our pyramid pose. So pick it up and place it down strongly. Anchor it to the floor. just like it was anchored back there. This is a short stance warrior one pose. Your heels are still aligned and your toes are still pointed out that way. But you want to ensure that your hips are square to the wall, and you might want to move your toes so they're almost straight, your back toes, so they're almost straight. You're still pretty much heel to heel though. Are you feeling a little bit wobbly? Then take this leg, this foot, and move it out, maybe about 4 to 6 inches. Not too far, not too close. Okay, that'll give you more stability. Straighten your knee, straighten your front knee, but do not lock the knee joint. Do not lock it. Just straighten it. Leave a little juice in that knee joint. Okay, hands, what are we going to do with these? You can go to your heart center, Anjali Mudra, or on your hips, or you can put them in back of you and interlace your fingers and pull them down. Pull them down. So your torso is lifting up, and it's like a waterfall going down through your back, through your sit bones, grounding you down. And these hands help you go down even further. There you go. Now we're going to be going forward, and you're going to be like a windshield wiper. This is your hinge or your hips, and your butt will go back and your head will come down, and you're hinging from your hips. So take a big inhale. As you exhale, start moving your head forward and your butt backwards. There you go. Keep your neutral spine, keep it straight. You can stop right there because you don't want to go any further than your body is going to allow you for the day. So if you go this far, if you just stay like this for the day, or you go this far or this far, whatever you can do without being in pain. I'm going to go so that my torso will be parallel to the floor. Here we go. Exhale. There, I am parallel. I am gazing straight down at my floor. I'm going to take another deep breath, and I'm going to go further. I can bend this knee if I need to. Your hands can come down to blocks. They can come down to the floor if you can reach. They can come to your thighs or your shins. Your object is to maintain as straight of a back as you can, flat back, and get your belly to touch your thigh. To come back up, take a deep breath and reverse what you just did. Really work on keeping a neutral spine. Okay? Did you feel that? Oh yeah. Of course, you would repeat it on the other side. Now, there were some modifications, props. I used blocks for my hands. You can also have a chair and put your forearms, rest them on a chair as you go down. That's often done in a restorative or a senior class. I don't like to call it a senior class, but restorative yoga. You want to maintain your toes kind of straight so that you can keep your hips squared, and you want to move your foot out to keep stable. But if you do that, you want to work it so eventually it'll be heel to heel alignment. So that's not a permanent thing that you should think about doing. We already talked about hands, 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 or hands. I like this hand position because it really helps you keep your torso up and your back down. You can also bend this knee as you go down further and further and further. This stance can be whatever is comfortable for you. You're going to have to find your own sweet spot. Mine kind of changes from time to time depending on how flexible I feel on any particular day. But do not have it too close, do not have it too far. That'll make your journey down into pyramid a lot harder. There are some things you have to think about, and we've talked about them. You don't want to hyperextend that knee. You never want to hyperextend any of your joints. You want to move from your hips, you want to hinge from your hips, and keep your back flat. All the way down, all the way down. It gets harder once you leave this parallel plane to the floor. It gets harder to maintain that flat back. So that's something we all need to work on. And that's when you really start feeling it in the back of your legs. So, let me see, did I forget any options or anything? Oh, one thing, that back foot has to remain anchored. Pretend there's some rope just pulling it down. This is your rock. This is what keeps you steady. So, did I get everything? I want to tell you something that Buddha said. No one saves ourselves. No one can do that. No one may do that. We are the ones that walk our own pathway. Namaste. Vote, wear a mask, get your flu shot, stay distanced away from people. Now you know my politics. Again, namaste. Bye-bye.